right, everybody. I think I'm live. Let's see. Does that look good? Yeah, that's not too bad. Just checking the lighting. Welcome back, everyone. Just let me get my chat up here so I can see what you guys are saying. There we go. All right. We got 3 and watching. So I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. And we got rain, which was great because we needed it. And got a little bit of wind. Some areas had a lot of damage, but we were safe here. So thank goodness for that. Had a lot of really bad winds, some tornadoes, which we typically do not see. We might have tornadoes rip through somewhere maybe every, I don't know, 5 years. Hey, Devin. Yeah, juicy watermelon. That's what watermelon always reminds me of summer. I guess from when I was a kid, we used to get a big slice of watermelon and go sit at the curb and spit seeds at the cars going by. That's what it reminds me of. things that we used to do. No, we didn't get anything, but a lot of areas east of us did. They had some tornadoes go through in cottage country. Not really big ones, but any tornado here is devastation because we're not used to them. We didn't get rain. I just been from watering. We didn't get rain. Going to have lunch. Well, okay. You didn't get any rain. Wow. Yeah, we were without rain for a good 8 weeks. We got a really good downpour on the weekend. And on Monday morning, roughly. But it was very much needed. We could still use actually a lot more because our ground is cracked. I love watermelon, but I don't like watermelon flavor things. Yeah, it doesn't taste the same, does it? You have to have the real thing. Yes, one of the tornadoes was very close to my sister-in-law's place near. Yeah, Thedford. Yeah. Yeah, they got, I can't remember the little towns in that area, but yeah, they got hit. It's scary when you're not used to them. Well, that's scary anytime, but when you're living with them every year, you kind of know what to expect type of thing. Where here we just in the past couple of years have gotten more than we typically would get. But it's climate change. It's all new things happening, that's for sure. So this is what we're going to be doing. And I'm going to, it's not going to be this big, of course. I'm going to do it in my journal here. But I'm going to also put the leaves and the flower because they're always interesting to see. A lot of people that don't live on a farm or near the country or just some areas have never been into the country, like the kids, and they have no idea what a watermelon leaf looks like or flower. And so I thought it'd be interesting just to put those in too. And also the watermelon flower, did you know there's a male and a female flower? All right. So I thought I'd show you. I don't know if I showed you this. I got inspired by Janet M. Young when she's doing her monster book. I do have that too. I haven't done anything in it, but I want to. I think I will start doing more of those. But I want to make my own. I don't want to copy the ones out of the book. I want to make my own. So it'll be kind of fun. But I did, when I was looking for that book, actually, I found this book by Wallace Edwards. And this is a kid's book. And he's combined different animals together. I love this. It's so fun. And I would love to try and do some of these to make my own up. I just like the watercolor illustrative look to it. And he's done a sketch on one side and he does a little written thing about them. But I thought these were so fun. And I like the backgrounds he puts in on them. This crocodile and eagle. Look at the little mouse too, with a lizard tail. That's cute. And a skunk. That's cute. A skunk frog. I like this too. Now, what is in here? Oh, he has hidden things in here. I see it. There's a little giraffe in here. He's laying down. And it's camouflaged in the soil. That's cool. But I like how he figures out, if it's not logically, anatomically right for them to move, he figures a way out. Like putting the balloon on his tail so it holds him up. I like that. I love this one too. The cow snake. That's so cool. And the duck with the head of a fox. Walrus. Koala bear. He's on stilts. Yeah. That's cute. Oh, there's a snake in the tree there. And the dog horse. I think these are all catfish. Those are cute. I like that. Oh, look at the snail. Snail with the crocodile coming out. The cowfish. There's actually a fish called a cowfish. Zebra, crow, rhinoceros, butterfly. They're so cute. Oh, there's a hippopotamus upside down as part of the mountain. I didn't notice that before. That's cool. That's cute. A bunny, what do you call it? Trierabosaurus rex. That's funny. There's a little chameleon horse / whatever. Oh, that's cute. Carp, panda, and antelope. Carpantelope. Carpantelope. You have a bird with a balloon. Oh, I see some stuff in here. Liza baboon. There's a frog with octopus, like the mouse giraffe. That's cute. What else? There's something here. The head there. I'm not sure what it is. They're so funny. Somebody's glasses. I like how he puts things that would typically be found in the background, like the glasses. An eel with a hawk. Hey, Janet. Have you seen this book? I'm not sure if I showed it to you. Hey, Dorothy, Julie, everyone. Kim, good to see you. That's cute. Skunk tail with a duck. That's cute. Wait a minute. Shark, duck, skunk. Where's the shark part? Oh, I see it. The fin. That's funny. Look at the little dragonfly deer. That's cute. Lots more ducks in the, and there's a fish in the bark. That's cool. Oh, look at this one. His name is Skip. Moose, pig, swan, zebra, cheetah, bat, and fox. That's a colorful one. They're so cute. And then he writes about all of them. The balloon, ball-loon. So a loon and a balloon. He floats and flies through cloudy skies. He wears no pants and loves to dance. Frogtopus. Fish Finch is no surprise. He swims and flies. Giraffe, long neck and tail and very pale. Bumble bear, deer fly. That's cute. A delicate thing of antler and wing. These are so cute. The end. So I just thought I'd show you that. I thought it was so cute. Yeah. So this is what we did last Thursday, and there's a printable for the traceable for this if you want to try it yourself, and it's in all levels of the YouTube membership and also Patreon membership. The two are the same, so if you're thinking of them joining Patreon, wait till the first of the month or you'll be billed again, because they only bill on the first of the month. So it doesn't matter if you billed or if you went in on the 28th, they would bill you again on the first. Thanks, Kim. And then I think it was Friday and Saturday, I guess. My son and grandson's birthday coming. They have the same birthday. So I didn't know what to get. Yeah, it's so hard to get kids when they pretty well have whatever they want, right? So I asked my son, well, what do I get him? So he sent me this picture of Venom. He's all into the Marvel stuff, characters and whatever. And he wanted a picture of him as Venom. So that's what I did. So there's my Venom, my grandson as Venom. Yeah, I hadn't done this for a while, and this is acrylic, and this is just on scrapbook paper. So I actually matte put matte medium on it first and then drew it out and then painted it with acrylic paint and then did all the detail and shading with colored pencil. I thought, it's kind of scary. Like, okay, don't call me if he wakes up with nightmares. So that's what he's getting. I have to put it on a board now and put a matting on it. And then I can give it to him. But it was fun to do. I hadn't done that type of thing for a while. So, yeah, I'll frame it for him. Thanks, Janet. Julie. It took about 8 hours to do, but yeah, it's not the smoothest skin because it was on acrylic paint. So see, the skin isn't real smooth. You can still see some of the marks on it, and I couldn't change some areas, so you kind of have to play with what you got. But I think it went okay with the subject matter. Yeah, well, that was when I get on something, I can't leave it. Like, I'll leave it for go have dinner and stuff like that, but I want to get it done, so I'll spend all morning and then go have lunch, go do a bit of gardening, and then I'll come back and then I'll finish it up to whatever time I need. So I thought we would do the watermelon, since that's what I think about. Where did I just put that? When I think of summer. So we're going to do a watermelon like this, but I'm going to put it on a stem with some leaves and flowers, and then I'm going to have the pieces of cut watermelon with it. So I'm just going to put it here for now. We're going to draw it, and this is simple. Don't you dare say you can't draw it. And we're just going to do a small version of it. So I'm going to have a stem coming across here like this. And just come across. This is going to be a double spread. And we'll just take it off the page like that. Okay. And then maybe I'll have it. Let's see, I want it about here. And they can be all different shapes too. This one I'm going to make kind of oval shaped. Some are really round and some are really like even ovaler, like really oval. So I'm going to take this, bring it down as the stem. Like that. And I've got an eraser here. I think I have all my other ones upstairs. Like that. Okay, can you see this well enough? I think I'll bring you guys in so you can see me drawing at least. And then I'll back out when I draw. Maybe I need to lower the... Oh, no, that's too much. There. A water venom. Yeah, right? Now you can do all kinds of stuff. If you wanted to get into monsters using fruit, that would be funny too. It's a beautiful, cool day here. Thank goodness. Because it was hot. So I'm going to put a couple leaves in here. That would be on maybe one of those. They have these little swirly, they attach themselves to things. So the leaves are kind of, they remind me of oak leaves actually. The smaller ones, the bigger ones are a little bit more cut. Actually, so just draw them however you want. Put this one out a little bit like that. And then let's put a big one here. We'll have the stem going like this. And when they get bigger, the leaves separate and are more, I don't know, kind of like a peony leaf actually. And this will go off the page, but that's okay. That, and then this, like that. So it's kind of folding up right here. So there's my makeshift leaf. That, and then there are they're kind of very simple yellow flowers. So you have, there's actually a male and a female flower. They're very similar. It's just the inside is different. They're about 4 or 5 petals, and they're yellow. Nothing like gorgeous or anything, but let's see, 1, 2, 3. Like that. So there's one of them, and they usually come from a stem, kind of like a sucker on tomatoes. If you ever grew tomatoes, you know what I mean. You get these suckers sometimes. And then you'll see tiny watermelon starting to grow off of them if they've been fertilized by the bees. And let's put one down here. We'll make it kind of a side view. So there's their center. They kind of overlap each other. like that. All right, and then I guess we could put another leaf in here. Let's put it down here. And then this one kind of goes up. Like this. Kind of comes out, goes in. Just like this. They're very, I guess you could say frilly. And it goes in again, and it comes out. And this one here, let's see. We only see a bit of it, so we'll make the center like that. So this is the midrib, like that. They're fairly thick. That should be there. Pay attention to the veins because that does make a difference if you're wanting to draw these accurately. They are veining off the same way on both sides. So they actually meet. Like that. All right, and then we'll just add a little, let's see. We'll do something like this down here. Maybe we'll put one out like this. Spin. And then this one will be up about here. Comes across and scoops down. I think we'll bring it up there. Like that. And then there's always your seeds, unless you have a seedless watermelon. They are in a pattern too. If you want to pay attention to that, you can. Put a few in here. And the rind, of course, it's always a little bit thick, different color. That. And we're going to cut this one. I'm going to make it bigger, like that. Be like that. And then the rind, actually it should go there, where the rind white part is, like that. And then you have these little seeds right in here. And we have the markings. And they're all different shapes. Some are thinner, some are bigger. So play with it. That. Hey, Dot. All right. Just going to make it a little bit bigger. Because I can. Like that. All right, so this is what we're going to do. And maybe, we'll put a sitting on a table, maybe. We'll see. All right, so this isn't watercolor paper, so it's going to be done a little differently. This paper is fairly good, though, as far as wet on to wet. It will move things. I've wet my palette. I think you guys can see well enough. So I think we'll start off with the watermelon. And I'm gonna put in the lightest color first, and I'm gonna probably do the whole rind part of the pumpkin in that kind of a leaf green. It's almost yellow, but it's more on the greeny side. I do have some green already up here that I can mix probably. Let's see. I have Da Vinci leaf green. It's a beautiful green. That would probably work. I want a fair amount of it. And I do have some orange over here that'll gray it down a little bit, which is good. So let's I'm just going to do the whole pumpkin. And I'm just using a lot of water and a bit of watercolor. Now, if you remember last week, I did gouache. Showed you all the gouache that I had. So we could actually use some of that gouache in this today too. I'm going to put also the stem in this color. This is a number 8, silver black velvet. I do love these. Let's see. Oh, we'll do this guy. This is the mini watermelon, just starting to go. Down the leaf. And the midrib of the leaf, the vein, because it would be also a lighter color. And this part here. The rind is just peeking because it's on an angle. And a little bit up there on the edge. Hey, Judy. Let's see. And then these aren't exact, but that's fine. We could put more in, but I'm just going to leave it as is. And then I think I'll put also maybe a little bit more yellow than that green. And I'm going to do the leaves in this color. And I'm just going to paint the whole leaf in to start. And then we will add shadows to it. Now, if you're working with watercolor, you could wet the area first and then just dab in your color and let it go where it wants. They're kind of mottled looking colors, so there's really no wrong way of doing these leaves. Now the flowers are almost a warm yellow, a little bit on the golden side. We'll do them all. So what do you associate summer with? Is it food or is it travel? Maybe clothing? What do you associate summer with? Thanks, Kim. I think I got all the green in. Oh, it's this guy. I associate summer with homemade cucumber salad, and the dill gets me every time. That's cool. Should make a drawing of it, your cucumber salad. Sometimes you don't know what to paint or draw. Do associations, like what's a word. Certain words have different associations with them. Seasons, dates. Walk outside and late at night, our fire pit, watching the stars. Awesome. Yeah, I remember that. We used to have a lot of campfires on the beach when I was a teenager. I grew up with my summers at my parents' cottage in Bayfield. It was beautiful, beautiful. We loved it there. Now, the darker part of this, I'm looking at I would say it's Permanent Sap Green by Winsor and Newton. It's kind of a medium green, but we can darken it. You could even put a little blue in it if you want. It's a tad on the blue side, but let's see. This is Payne's Gray. So if we put a little bit of Payne's Gray with it, gives it that nice color. Doesn't need much. So actually I should dry this because this is scrapbook paper, not watercolor paper. I remember when I was a teenager, we used to have bonfires on the beach parties, basically. And the beach was in a really small community, so there wasn't a lot of people around. And I remember we were just sitting by the fire, and some people had guitars. We were singing and playing guitar, and all of a sudden, it was on down our where we were. You had to go down a long set of steps to get to the beach, so it was kind of a cliff behind us. And all of a sudden, from the brush behind us, a cow comes out. And just meanders by us and takes a drink. And we all stopped and kind of looked at it and thinking, what? Where did that come? How did it even get down here? And then it just turned around, went by us again, and went into the brush. I don't know where it came from, but yeah, okay. Oh, 3:30. That is really, really, yeah. And you're cold. I love your country, like the province, but I don't think I could stand the cold and how long it stays and how much snow you get. Like it's bad enough where we are. Okay, so I'm just gonna wet this. And then I'm gonna take that color And I'm just going to dab along those and let it go where it wants. So I'm just letting it spread where it wants. So you can see that some of it is a little more defined. That's because there's no water on there. So I'll just add a little bit of water. Make sure I got water on the areas that I'm going to put this. These are approximately times. Don't quote me. I would have to look up. Yeah, I know. But it is, I know, I remember when I visited that area many, many moons ago. And that was the one thing I couldn't get over is how dark it got early. And I'm going to add, let's see, I want a little bit of a darker tone here. So I can make up another batch, a little darker, because they're in the shadow here. Actually, I need to wet that. A little bit of that on the bottom here, just to darken it. And I'm going to let that dry and we'll do some on the leaf here. And the leaves, you can do pretty well do the same thing. There are a little bit of ribbing though in the leaf that's darker beside the rib or vein, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to just do a part of it first. And so we could actually use colored pencil to do some of it, but just add a little bit here and there. So maybe on the top here would be darker along that vein there. And then I'm just putting a few dots here and there, kind of putting them in a row where the vein would be. And then we can go in later and with colored pencil and finish it up. Not enough water on there. See how you get more of a softer look That's what you want. Just add some water and soften the edges. Then we'll go back in and put another layer on, a little darker maybe. Let's just start off light and don't add a whole bunch of color all at once. And that way it's a little safer way of painting, but it works. Then you get the way you want it, instead of putting a load of color on and then you have to take it off. And sometimes, depending on your brand of paint, you may not be able to take it off because it'll stain your paper. It's best to do little bits at a time. And this is the best way of figuring this stuff out, is in your art journal. So give it a try. I think you'll like it. All right. Love your watermelons. Thanks, Devin. Now, as you probably know me, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know I love mixed media. So I tend to go with a little bit of either pen work or colored pencil for details. It's just something I like. You don't have to do that. Everybody does this differently. That's the nice thing about watercolors. There's no really wrong way of doing it. Especially if you're just starting out and learning how watercolor goes. It does have a mind of its own sometimes. So you just have to play with it to understand it. And don't judge yourself when you're playing with it. Because that's when you end up frustrated, and if you think you're going to do a masterpiece the first time, think again. It's not going to happen. All right. And just this leaf up here, and then we'll start doing the fun stuff on the pink. And then just a little bit on the bottom part here because it's round, so cast a shadow below it. And it might have a few stripes. All right, so let's try that a little bit. I don't want it seeping through the other side. All right. Now, watermelon can be like a Quin Magenta or a Quin Red would be nice by Winsor & Newton. Also can have a little bit of an orangey cast to it. So this one, I think I'm going to color or wet the area first. Clean water. And it does have a bit of texture. We'll just do this side first. So I want to start off light. So I'm going to do a Quin Red. A little bit of orange here, maybe leave that. And we'll just drop it in the tip of my brush. So it's kind of mottled looking because if you look at pictures of watermelon, a lot of times it is kind of mottled looking color-wise, like different shades of pink. We'll do this one while that's drying. We'll do this one. Now, I'm not doing in this part here because that's the white of the rind, where the rind is. there because it'll go through the book. The only thing about this book is stuff seeps through the spine. And we'll just drop in real quick. A little bit more. More water. I want it different consistencies, like different values of that pink. So I don't want an even wash on it. Okay. Yeah, I think that's why I picked it, because I was thinking the same thing. I want a watermelon. They're expensive this year. Wow. All right. So the leaves aren't done yet. They could be darker, and same with the rind. So we're going to go even darker now. So I have a praline green here by Daniel Smith. It's very yummy. And it's a perfect color for the really darks that are in this rind. See the darks right in here? And on the bottom. So let's wet just to certain areas. Want a little bit in here. Down here. And we're just going to drop that in. Oop, wrong green. Okay. So some of the areas would be a little bit more defined than others. That's okay. I'm just going to go on the bottom side of this stem too. Just a little bit. And we can put some of that green also on here. Just model it. It's dark already, but we need a little bit darker. Especially down here where it's on the table. Be really dark. Like that. And then I'm going to mix a little bit of this. I have some black here. And I'm going to mix up a little bit of that green with it. And that'll give me a really dark color. And I'm just dabbing here and there. It's still wet. And I can do the same for down in here too. A little bit. Especially on the bottom here. Okay. Yes, everything expensive. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Yeah, at the store, I went to look at watermelon. $12 for a watermelon. $12. It's ridiculous. All right, this the rind is just a very pale, pale yellow. Palest of pale you can get. So lots of water. Just put that in. I didn't grow watermelon, so. All right, now we're going to do the flowers here, and they're going to be a really kind of I think I have to, let's see, I have to clean an area here. I want a nice warm yellow. So I'm going to put a little Indian yellow with that. Warm it up a little more. And we'll put these flowers, petals in. And even the center is yellow. So you don't have to worry about going around that. And we'll use other stuff to highlight and shade in parts of it. I missed a leaf. Under baby wipe, or not baby wipe, paper towel. Okay. I'm going to take some of that Indian yellow on the tip of my brush, and there's kind of lines going down. And I'm just going to color just a bit, not much, but just a bit, with the tip of my brush, a few lines. I think I need to brighten now a little bit there. Okay, so we'll let those dry. We'll go back to the watermelon. And let's see, let's get a Scarlet Lake is a really nice color. And this one's by Winsor & Newton. And I'm going to put a little bit of Queen Magenta in, just to pink it up a little bit more. And now I'm going to put another layer of water, fresh, clean water, on there, and just do the same thing as I did, but a little farther apart. So I want to see those light areas too. Do the same here. Now with this one, I'm going to stay away from the top a little bit. So most of it's, put a few in, but I want it a little bit lighter looking. That's the top, the way it's cut. Some water down here. A little bit more. I want it blotchy looking. Okay. All right. Now, we have a little bit of shading to do underneath these stems here, so I want a little bit of that dark color just on the underneath, the tip of your brush. Go underneath. Now there would be a shadow from the stem overlapping there. Even put some more in there. Make it even darker. And this one I forgot to do. Is the leaf around the flower. And then along the vein. You could put some here and there. So what I'm doing here is negative painting. So I'm making the side veins here and there. So I'm leaving them the color that's already on and just painting beside. So I have a narrow strip of lighter color that represents the vein. You don't have to do them all. Just a few sometimes is all you need. This is a good way to practice your fine detail applications. So drawing very narrow areas like the veins with just the very tip of your brush. Just good practice. You can look at a reference too if you want for how they go. I'm just making this one up. You don't have to do all of them. You could just have one that has a lot of detail. Would be fine. And of course, you don't have to do all this detail either. You could just make it very simple. There's no wrong way of doing this. It's your book. Practice what you want to learn. All right, like that. And let's see. Maybe we'll finish this one up a little darker in here. This was the underside of the leaf, so it might be a little darker. Almost done. The leaf, that is. I'm getting quiet because I'm concentrating. Right. I'm just going to put a little bit on the bottom here. This. Just like that. All right. Now we can put some seeds in. We could do it in Payne's gray. Would be nice. Maybe a little bit of purple in there, a little more purpley. Nice dark. And I'm not going to wet this. I just want them. All right. And I think I'm going to just put a light Payne's gray. Let's see. I'll use a dirty color. More of a brownish as the shadow. Let's see. Got the shadow right in here. Like that. We'll let that dry and we'll go back in there to darken a real dark area underneath of the shadow. Thanks, Devin. And maybe a very, very, very pale. Let's see if I can do it. Just along there. Better dry that first. Yeah, it soaks through. The only thing I don't like about this book. All right, let's darken that again. So nice dark. Okay. Now, you could go in with more watercolor and put even darker areas in if you want. I'm going to use colored pencil because that's just what I do. And we're going to concentrate on the pumpkin, I guess, or pumpkin, watermelon. Have I been saying pumpkin all along? I hope not. And we want a really, really, really dark, let's see, green. And I want a piece of paper. Test this out. This is what I want. It's not bad. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, this one's a bad one. That's a nice green. This one is dark green. Okay, so I can go in. I'm just going to make squiggles. Now, I'll take you in just to show you how I'm doing this. Okay, so I'm just squiggling. I don't know if you can see that. There is a kind of a pattern. It's kind of like camouflage look to it. And it kind of goes off too, kind of spreads out over the lighter areas a little bit. Some areas are darker than others. I love colored pencil on watercolor. I'm a detail crazy person. I think I enjoy that more than anything, is the detail, this type of work. Just, I don't know, it's my thing. You can color in some areas really dark. It's round, so we have different cast shadows on it too. So we'll put some lighter color over top of this in some areas. Did I? Oh dear. Guess it was round, so I just associate anything round. I just like the look of this. It's not your illustrative type of watercolor. I like it. It's mixed media. You do you. This is what I like. I'll put a bit of that in here, especially in the bottom. We'll color that fairly dark. I also do this a lot with pastels. So you use the pastels as the base, and then the colored pencil as the detail. Let's see. Pretty yellow over there, so we'll keep this there. Let's see. Maybe a yellow now. Now I could go with a paint pen too. There is some yellow or light green. Let's see what we got here. These are Poscas. See what greens I have. Got two the same. Nope, one's darker. Because there is some of this that's bright yellow. I'm going to put that in. And the reason why I didn't use colored pencils, because a lot of times the yellows in your colored pencil aren't as opaque as you'd like them to be. Now I could have used gouache also. Didn't think of that. I should have, but I gotta I either write it down or put them out in front of me when I'm doing watercolor, because I tend to forget I have them because I haven't used them that much, so it's not on my mind, basically. And I could just put some more of that yellow down here where the rind is. It's pretty bright, that yellow. And I can cover up my line of graphite. Now, you don't have to do this. You don't have to use Posca. This is just what I like to do. That's good enough, I think. And then I could go back in, add a few little specks here and there. And here, it's not so pristine in that color. I want a little, because there is, see how it's speckled? Now, another thing is I want some white. So, let's see how the white, I better dry it first. Oh yeah, thanks. I missed the seeds. Where'd my paintbrush go? Right, then we have a light area in here. I'm just gonna color it so it has a bit of a white area, shiny area. And this here is another shiny area right in here. I'll probably put a little bit of Posca in there just to make it really shiny, or let's use some gouache. I need something to put it on. Some of these pastel lids are good for this. And another brush. I don't like using my watercolor brushes with these. Water on my, I want this fairly, I don't know if this will, yeah, goes on. There'd be a shine on the top. There. It's fairly great. I want a fairly thick consistency. Right there. And maybe a little bit more there. And there's a cast shadow or highlight right here. That is the light bouncing off the table onto the should be a little brighter. Let's dry that. I guess. And I love mixing. Love using colored pencil. So I'm gonna do a little bit of shadow work in my now you can use all kinds of stuff. If you don't want to use the colored pencil, you could use ink. A lot of people like using the ink, like a line and wash. Sometimes I do that, but I do like using colored pencils. You need it fairly sharp, though. Let's see. Done with that. So this will be fairly dark in here. And I just want to emphasize that vein. You don't have to get too fussy with this. This is just my cup of tea, so to speak. I love putting a lot of detail in, but it's not necessary. You could have just left it as it was if you wanted to. It's just what I like. Sorry. Keep forgetting. So what is when you do watercolor, what do you like to do? Is it just strictly watercolor? You like to keep it a pure watercolor, or do you like to go out of the rules? There are no rules. And play with a bit of color. I guess I'm truly mixed media artist. The only thing I might do occasionally that I don't add anything but that one medium is probably acrylic painting. But I do still use that as mixed media too, but there are times I'll just do the acrylics. And this is just sketchbook fun, learning what you can do with your products, trying new ideas. Also trying, maybe you have something you want to do for a painting on a canvas, but you're not sure yet. So that's when you try things out in your sketchbook. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but that's better on your sketchbook than on a canvas. Because you want to learn the right colors you're going to do, right composition. I need to paint more. I mostly sew. Yeah. There's a lot of people adding sewing to their paintings too. That is so, I love that. I have so many wants to do, but not enough time. There's a lot of fantastic artists out there that are really getting into the sewing. And I just like the texture, the difference. It doesn't have to be all paint. Well, again, that's mixed media, right? I guess I love texture. Either drawn it or actual texture. It's a composition part of art that I love. Because composition involves all sorts of aspects: your color, your balance, texture, size. So I'll leave that out. Probably a gold. Let's do Or actually, there's a little bit of green in that center flower, just a smidge. Put some green in there. And the gold, just to emphasize some of those areas. Sometimes you'll see the edges or the points a little darker. This one's already been faded from bloom, so it'll be a little bit darker. But there is definite lines in their petals. They're kind of dark. A little bit of dark along the edges sometimes. Oh, sorry. Keys. And we can get into a little bit of a darker green in this here. It has, this is a baby watermelon here. It's just started. So it'll have the lines just starting. So let's put a little bit of dark in there, since I missed it. Here. You can even add gold in parts of your leaf. Here and there, starting to fade. Their flowers, once the watermelons are starting to grow, sometimes you'll see the leaves starting to age. Put a little bit of that in there. Just play with it. Maybe some white here, a little bit. Yes, watermelon junior. Let's be a little bit darker in there, I think. Yeah. Oh, I'm off camera again. What else? Now let's do the watermelon. So we could actually put some more, but let's darken some. So I want a really dark magenta, maroon maybe. Let's get a couple out here. Test it. Where do I want? Let's see what this one is. That's a nice color. All right. So this one here, now you can see that there's kind of a directional pull of some of this. So we have right in here is some shadow. Sorry, right there. I'm going to pull you guys out a little bit. In, out. There. So I don't lose you. I'm just going to add a little bit of color in here from the shading of that. And it'll bring out this edge too when you shade. Now you could do this with colored pencil or watercolor, doesn't matter. Now if I wanted to, I could actually go over this with watercolor because it'll resist the colored pencil. And then you can just kind of go in up and down strokes here and there. So I'm going in and up and down pattern. I can do a little bit in here again. Just more up and down, but a little lighter, not as dark as the bottom. Okay. And then I can get some white because it's juicy, right? So you're gonna have some white areas. Maybe around the seeds because they're popping out a little bit. We'll do some white on the seeds too, though. This one's kind of got a different top. This we can do light on here. Kind of squiggle. I'm not going to do it white, just a little bit on there. That. And around here, a little more. That. Now there's very little in there, but there are some white seeds. And there's a little bit of a highlight on some of these seeds. So we could take gray, or we use purple, so we could use gray or a light mauve color would work, or a grayish mauve. Let's see what we got here. This one, color soft, and just put, I don't know if it's going to show, a little bit. Let's see. I'm just going to put a little bit of a highlight on some of these. They're not showing it, but I'm going to put just a bit. And I'm going to get my white Posca if I can find it. Let's see. Where I could use. I don't know where I put all my whites. Must be all upstairs. Well, I could use gouache too. Okay. So we have a little bit of white, real bright whites in here. So you can put a little bit of that. And just smudge it with your so it's not like in your face white. And I'm going to just put a dab here and there on the a little bit more in this. That. And you can also do a center rib here and there. Not down the whole thing, but where it might be reflecting some light. Let's do the center of these flowers too. Right about there. I think I need some black. Yeah, just around bottoms of these, just to make them stand out a little bit. I'm not coloring the whole thing, but I think they need a little more defining. Even if it's just a mark on the bottom, just to give them a little bit more oomph. Same with these here. I might put a little bit of white on there. I know it's not in the picture, although there is the white. Let's put some of those in. Ah, you could have some, nah, I'm not going to do that. All right, now that black. I'm going to make this a little bit darker under here. Maybe it's a dark green. Where did I put that? Is that dark enough? Yep. That would be dark in there. Very dark. Just extending it out just slightly with a really light pressure. So I don't want a hard line. where I put that dark. Okay. All right. And what else? We could probably take some of this pencil off here. These swirls. And anywhere where some of these a lot of this pencil will come off on your edges. Or at least bring it down a little. May not totally disappear, but unless you like it, you don't have to do this. Flowers maybe. They're a little more delicate looking. Like that. And then I need to do a little bit more on those. So there's kind of a dark brown. Let's see. More of a brown in here. Like that. And a little bit of white. Showing some of the way it's folded, your highlights on the petals. A little bit. Oh, puppies are up. What time is it? Yeah, it's past 3. They know. I have to get going, Kathy. Thanks, Devin. Have a fantastic day. All right, I think that's it. Now, you can take it as far as you want. But I think that's pretty good. I'll take you out a little bit. So that was playing with a little bit of pencil, even some pasta. And you could decorate the background if you wanted to, or just leave it. A lot of times I like just leaving the background. I might put some writing in here, maybe summer 2022. But I will sign it. So today is the 26th. So 7, 26, 22. All right. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for keeping me company, and I hope you enjoyed it and you got inspired to try some yourself. I'm just using, there's a mix of Prisma and polychromos in here and some cheaper brands. I have a mix mash. I don't necessarily use just one brand for doing a portrait either. It's whatever colors I need, basically. So I will let you guys go and see if you can find a reference photo and draw it. What summer mean to you? Draw it. Let me know, and if you did it, I'd love to see it. You can post it on Instagram, Paint with Kathy Arbor, or Kathy Arbor, just tag me, and I'd love to see it. All right, I'll let you guys go, and thanks so much for being here, and enjoy your creative journey, everyone. Bye for now.